We need to recognize one issue. The food crisis is a term manipulated by the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, for political purposes. When we talk about a food crisis, we are actually helping the CCP. When the CCP threatens ordinary people, one of the phrases they use is soft threat. And what does the internal political jargon of the CCP call it? They call it strategic negative terminology. What is it? It's the food crisis. Now, the claim that Communist China produces 700 to 800 million tons of grain, or 600 to 700 million tons domestically, importing 100 million tons, that is pure nonsense. In reality, Communist China needs 900 million to 1 billion tons of grain. How much does Communist China actually produce? 400 million tons. Communist China has to import 200 to 300 million tons of grain, no matter how good the harvest is. All of Communist China's food problems in the future won't just be natural disasters, like a food crisis. The most terrifying thing is that the food crisis, just like the swine fever we see today, is a natural disaster for food supply. Secondly, there is the so-called uncontrollable natural condition. The West imposes trade sanctions on you and simply doesn't sell to you. When the Chinese people realize in advance, next year, I won't have food to eat, and you give them 1 or 2 months to think, I'm just waiting to starve, or I need to prepare to go hungry, they stop seeing this as a historical issue. They will know it's your problem, Chinese Communist Party. I believe the next big clash between the CCP and the world will end up causing that portion of grain Communist China relies on importing to disappear completely. Then there's the foreign exchange shortage, the currency food crisis, leading to inflation, runaway prices, then a currency crisis, and then debt crises between countries. This all ferments from the Hong Kong situation, and then the CCP wants to attack Taiwan. And then the whole world will say, you're going to attack Taiwan, you've already imposed martial law in Hong Kong, and now the people have no food to eat. The CCP internally realizes the money is gone too, and then inflation kicks in. At this point, those few guys in Zongnanhai are like an anthill getting washed away by a giant wave, whoosh, gone in an instant, just whoosh, gone. This is also what I'm worried about. China must never let this happen. Because if it does, no one can control it, not anyone, not even God. It'd be a humanitarian catastrophe.